So our individual blog articles are looking pretty good. We've got this really nice banner area that we set up earlier in the course. We've also got our custom avatars with the author name and the date, and our blog post content, and also the blog post gallery, categories and tags. What we're missing here is a comments section and a related post banner. So let's have a look at how we can create that. So to start with, to create the comments section, what we're going to use is the comments stack from Joe Workman. Now you can get this from joeworkman.net, and the reason we're using this particular stack is because it integrates with Total CMS. So it makes it super easy to add a comment section to each one of your blog posts. So I'd highly recommend that if you are using the Total CMS blogging system, that you use the comments stack from Joe Workman. It is a $10 purchase, but I think you'll see in the next couple of minutes that it's well worth it. So once you've got this purchased and installed, let's go to RapidWeaver, and I have got it under my favorites here. You'll see that you get the Disqus comments, counts, and then Facebook comments and Facebook count. Now what we're not going to do is drag and drop these stacks into our article page, because the comment stack comes with a custom integration for the blog posts in Total CMS. So what you want to do is scroll down on your article page, click the blue plus button, and when you've got the comment stack installed, you'll see these additional options available. One is for Disqus and one is for Facebook. Now we're going to be using Disqus, but Facebook works in exactly the same way. So select Disqus here. You will need to have a Disqus account set up. I'm not going to go through that process with you. Have a Google for Disqus if you're unsure of what it is. Essentially, it's a free service that will allow you to integrate a commenting system. All you need to do is sign up for the free account and then enter your blog short name into the settings here. So for me, I have an account on Disqus called RapidWeaver Online Blogging. So I enter that short name that they give me, and that's it. That's all we need to do to integrate Disqus commenting into our Total CMS blog. But what I want to do before I publish it is just customize where this is placed. So I'm going to add this in below the category and tags. But what I'm going to do is add a header in here. So we'll go to the foundation stacks, and I'll add a header, and I'm going to say comments. And then what we'll do is we'll add a bit of padding below the section here. So we'll go to the margin settings, and on the bottom we'll say 40 pixels. Okay, let's publish that to the live server and have a look. So we'll go to Safari. We're on our live site, and we refresh this page. And there we can see we have our comments section, and we have a nice Disqus commenting area here. So to start a discussion, the user can log into Disqus, or they can use their Facebook, Twitter or Google accounts, and they can add a comment to your blog. And it was literally as simple as that to add Disqus commenting to your Total CMS blog. That's it. There's nothing else to do. And as I say, this works in exactly the same way for Facebook commenting. So if you want to have comments via Facebook instead, all you do is you go back to RapidWeaver, you add a Facebook comments stack to your blog post, drop it in here, and enter your Facebook username and adjust the settings here. And that's it. Total CMS takes care of the rest for you. And then you have comments on your blog posts. Okay, we're going to leave it as Disqus commenting for now. So next we're going to have a look at how we add a featured banner below the comments area. So to do that, what I'm going to do is just scroll up and hide the blog post stack here so we can see what we're working on. And then I'm going to add a 1-column foundation stack. I'm going to set a background color of this blue color here. And then I'm going to add some padding. So I'm going to say 5 rems at the top and the bottom. Then I'm going to add a header. So we'll drag and drop in a header stack here. And what I'm going to say is you might also enjoy. So you might also enjoy. And then we're going to style that as an H4. Set that to center. And the style I think we want is swatch 6. Or actually it's the swatch 5, like so. And then what we're going to do is use the blog list stack from Total CMS to list out one featured blog post in below here. So we'll go to the Total CMS stacks, and we'll go to the content ones, and we'll say blog list, drag and drop that in. And what we want to show is the post title and the summary and a read more link, like so. And then we're just going to style these. So actually on the blog list here, we're going to set the total blog style to be alternate, so we get white text there. Then I'm going to set the read more button. I'm going to set the alignment to be centered, and the style will be success, and I'm going to set those to rounded corners. Then we'll set the summary, we'll set the alignment also to be center, and the same for the title. So by default this would display more than one post, and that's because we're using the blog list, and we've also used that on the home page. So here you'll see we have a blog list. But what we're going to do on the article page is, as I say, limit this to just one post. So select the blog list stack, then we want to go to the general setup, and we want the display count to be 1. And also don't forget to set your CMS ID. So for us this is articles. Then, as I say, what we're going to do is display the latest featured post. So to do that, all you need to do is ensure that the featured is listed before all posts. So that will mean that the featured posts get pushed to the top of the list. And because we're limiting the display count to be 1, we know that the first blog post that is returned is going to be a featured blog post. And because we also have the exclude displayed post checked here, we know that it won't be the post that they're viewing. If there aren't any featured posts, it will just get the latest blog post that isn't the one that you're viewing. Okay, before we customize this any further, let's publish this and have a look and see what it looks like. Okay, so we'll go to Safari and we'll refresh our article page, and we'll scroll down. And there we can see we've got the header and we've actually got the blog post there as well. But what is happening is we don't have the background color set. So let's go back to RapidWeaver and see what's happening there. So everything looks good in the page inspector. So I'm not sure what's happened there. Something's got confused. So what I'm going to do is a republish all files to ensure that my CSS is up to date on the live server. So we'll do that quickly now, and that should fix the issue. Okay, that's finished publishing, so we'll go back to Safari and we'll give this a refresh to ensure the cache has gone, and yeah, there we go, that's looking a lot better. So something was cached there. If you ever run into an issue like that, do a republish all files and you should see that everything gets updated on the server. Anyway, what we've done here is, as I said, we have just pulled out the latest featured blog post and popped that into this full width banner below our comments. So this is a very good trick to add to your own blog. If people have got all the way to the bottom, they've probably enjoyed the article, they're going to want to read something else on your blog. So make sure that you prompt them to do that by saying you might also enjoy, and then pop in a featured blog post, and then obviously they can go and read more. One thing to note here is, if we go back to RapidWeaver, what you can also do on this blog list is filter by an author, category, tag, or history. So if we wanted to filter this blog post by the same category, what we could do is click the category filter here, and then you can enter a category manually, or you can say a related category from the post that you're on. So what that would do is, if we go back to the live site, you'll see this is categorized inside of dinner. So if we were to check that option inside of RapidWeaver and filter by the category, Total CMS will get any dinner posts, and then it will display the latest one from there instead. Okay, so that's just a more advanced option if you want to do things, and you can do that in a similar way with authors and also by tags. We're going to leave it as the latest featured post though. Okay, finally in this video what I want to do is add a global footer and allow that to be edited with inside of Total CMS, and I think after that we'll be done. So let's close up this one column foundation stack, And then what we're going to do is add a new 1-column foundation. Sorry, what we're going to do is add actually a 3-column foundation stack into here. And this is going to be our footer. So we're going to have a little bit of text here and then 2 columns of links on the middle and right hand columns here. So as I say, part of this is going to be edited with inside of Total CMS. So on the first column here, what we're going to add is a text box. And this will be the footer text. So I'm going to call this footer text. We're going to need to create this admin text box in just a minute. Next, we're going to have, as I say, 2 lists of links here. So to do that, all I'm going to do is add a header into each column. We're going to set those to be H6. I'm going to have this as the RapidWeaver blog. Or actually what we could do is use the Total CMS site title or blog title. So we'll actually delete that header. We'll copy over the Total CMS text stack and we'll set the ID to be the meta site title. So meta site title. And then finally in this header we'll have this as social accounts or something like that. Then below these 2 titles we want to have a paragraph. So these are just going to be hard coded. I'll let you, if you want to, go ahead and create an admin area for these sections as well. We'll just keep this nice and simple for now though. So we're going to have links to our food articles and 1 to the About Me page and 1 for a newsletter or a fictional newsletter sign up. So what we'll do is we'll link this to our articles homepage, and then the About Me page will link to About, and a newsletter sign up, I'll just link that to the homepage, but you could send that off to MailChimp or whichever service you're using. Then we'll copy that paragraph into the social accounts and we'll say Twitter, Facebook, and let's say Google+. Okay, so we'll unlink those and then we'll set a link to my Twitter page. Now again, what you could do is use the meta Twitter username that we set up on the admin homepage. I'll just hard code that in for now, but as I say, you could do that. Next we'll link to Facebook. And you'll obviously want to do that to your Facebook page, and then finally we'll do one to Google as well. Okay, so just some example content in the footer. As I say, you could go ahead and create an admin area for all of these links and stuff like that, but we're not going to have time to do that. Finally, before we finish up here, what we want to do is set up this footer text editing inside of the admin area. So we'll go to the admin page. We'll go to our Total CMS stacks, we'll come up and we will add a new text box in below here. And then what I'm going to do is duplicate the header and we're going to say footer content. And we'll leave this as the HipWig editor. So this is going to be essentially a styled text area for the footer. What we need to do is just set the ID to be footer text. And I believe that's what I set here. So yeah, footer text. Okay, so let's publish that up to the server and ensure everything's working. So we'll go to Safari once that's published and we'll refresh our article page. And there we can see we have our Ben's Food Blog title there, so the meta site title, then our links, our social accounts, but we don't have any content for the footer text. So we need to go to our admin homepage and we need to log in. And here we can add our footer content. So just to keep this quick, I'm going to use some text I've got here. So we'll copy that and we'll just paste that in there and we'll save. Now if we go back to one of our article pages and scroll down, there we can see we now have that content. Whoops, we now have that content in the footer area here. The final thing we're going to want to do is just style this footer a little bit more nicely, then create a partial out of that and share that across all of our pages. So let's go back to RapidWeaver and do that now. So to create a partial from this 3-column foundation, so make sure it's selected and just press the partial button here, and we're going to call this footer. Then we're going to style this 3-column foundation stack so it looks a little bit nicer. So we'll set the background color to be white, and then we are going to set the responsive padding top to be 5 and the bottom to also be 5. Okay, once you've done that, let's go to our articles homepage and then the partials, and we'll add in the footer stack to the bottom of the page. And we'll do the same for about, so make sure you're down the bottom there, and also the events page, like so. And not forgetting the footer page, the search page there. Okay, you could go ahead and do that for all of your admin pages as well. We won't because we're running out of time here. So let's publish these changes up to the live server and ensure that everything is looking good. Okay, so that publishing is done. Let's go back to Safari. We'll go to our homepage and everything's looking good. We'll scroll down and there we've got our footer. We might need to refresh to expire the cache, and yep, now we've got the white background there with a bit more padding. We might want to adjust the styling of this title so that it matches the social accounts one there, but I'll leave that for you to do on your own. What we have set up successfully is some footer content that can be edited globally, and that is being added to a partial inside of stacks that we have shared across all of our pages. So if we check the about page, we'll see it's added there, and also the events page. Yeah. Okay, I think that's going to just about do it for this course. You could continue on here and improve this about page. We didn't spend very long on it. We literally just added some styled text essentially here and a very quick gallery below that. I'd encourage you to keep on working with Total CMS. There is a whole host of other Total CMS admin stacks that you can use to add dynamic content and images and all sorts of other content across your entire site. So as I say, that will do it for this lesson. Hopefully you now have a beautifully designed blog that can be edited online from anywhere using Total CMS and RapidWeaver.